things so we have an idea of what we're doing. These are going to be our rails, orange and white. Alright, so let's sweep it and see how it looks. Do surface sweep 2, selecting our 2 rails and then our profiles. Hit enter. I'll make sure maintain height is checked. Let's take a look at it real quick. We've got good UV information all along here. Alright, it comes down as it should. Maybe a little sharp there. Let's see how it looks with our pearl. Alright, let's go ahead and just adjust that a little bit. So I'm going to cancel that. I need this to bow out just a little bit more. So let's go into our side view here. It only has 3 control points, so I'm going to go to curve, rebuild. Let's go ahead and give it 5. Now when I turn on my control points, I'll have one right here that I can move over and kind of give it a little bit more of that concave shape. Alright, and then this is a little bit sharp right here, so I might try and edit that a little bit as well. Oops. Shouldn't be doing that in perspective. Alright. Actually, you know what? I think it looks alright, so we're going to keep it that way for this time. Let's go ahead and do that sweep again. Select our 2 rails here, do a sweep 2. Select all of our profiles. Maintain height. And I'm just going to add a couple slashes down here. Make sure your perp is on. And we're pretty much just adding profiles with this tool. Ooh, that one's actually a little bit weird, so let's cancel that. Redo that real quick. I think it looked good without that last one. Let's maintain height. Add slash. We'll get one right in here. There we go. Straighten it up a bit. Hit enter. Alright, so there's our first surface. Now we're pretty much, so yep, that'll move in nicely there. We can rotate it over from F4, and we'll just bring it right into that pocket. Yep. Okay, we could even move that a little bit closer. There we go. So we're right up against it. Okay, so let's go ahead and start modeling the rest of it here. We're pretty much just going to surface model this. So, looking at the piece, looks like this bottom profile is going to follow all the way along here, and then it's going to end up being the side here. So, let's go ahead and get a profile over there. I'm going to choose these, and I'm going to rotate with copy from F4. Bring that over. Alright, so that's the same size there. So let's go ahead and, actually it looks like it gets a little bit thin at the top here. So I'm going to go ahead and draw another profile there. Do a polyline from this point. Looks to be about 1 millimeter. So I'm going to just hit 1. Go straight out here. And let's go ahead and sweep this now. We'll do sweep 1. We'll use this as our rail, and we'll go from this profile to this profile to this profile. Alright, that looks pretty good. Let's go ahead and change the color on that. So now we're starting to get a feel for it. And let's see. We're going to need to build a profile down here right on the ring rail. So let's go ahead and get that out of the way. This does come in a little sharp. We could have maybe given it a little bit more angle there, but that's alright. We'll just work with what we have right now. Let's turn some of this off. And we're going to go out about maybe a millimeter or two here. Let's go out 2 millimeters. Alright, so let's look and see what we're going to be sweeping here. This profile is going to sweep, come hit this profile, and come down to this bottom one. So this should work. Let's go ahead and give it a shot here. We'll do sweep 1. Choose our rail here. Oops. Let's do that again. Let's see, we'll choose our rail. Profiles. It's going to come down to this one. Alright, that looks pretty good. Let's go and change that color as well. Alright, so now we've just got this last one here. We're going to go ahead and take this curved profile, and I'm going to do transform orient 2 points. It's going to copy it automatically from this point to this point, and then we're going to choose this point to this point. You'll see it just snaps it to those points that I've chosen. So let's go ahead and sweep that now. We'll do a sweep 2 using this edge, and we'll choose this profile, and this profile. Alright, we're going to go ahead and maintain height, add slash. It gets a little funky right here, so I'm just going to add some straight slashes there. And same with right here. There we go. Let's hit enter. Alright, it's a nice back piece there coming together. And now we just have these profiles, so we can go ahead and sweep these together. We'll take these 2 rails. Actually, first let's join this up. Join. And we'll join these as well. We can do a surface sweep 2 from this profile to this profile. There we go. Now let's join it all up. Join. Awesome. We've got one closed area. Let's see if we can test our luck here and get some fillets going. We'll do solid. Oops. Fillet, surface. We'll do something small like 0.1. Let's see if we can get this edge going here. Kind of an infinite edge. Everyone connects to another one. It comes around to this one. Alright, I think we're all covered. Let's see if we can fill it here. Alright, that looks pretty good. Let's check it out in plastic here. We've got a nice fillet on all the edges. That worked out well. Awesome. We'll bring our pearl back. It sits right in there. Of course, you can build a pin that sticks out of there that we can sit the pearl on. Let's go ahead and put some stones in here. We can just do gems on surface. Where are we going here? Gems. Gem on surface. We could extract this surface actually. Let's go back into our shade mode here. I'll throw that guy in. And let's see, what size are these? We'll use our scaling here. They look a little bit big, so we'll put one in here. Want to make sure they sink down a little bit, so we're going to use our vertical offset. Let's see, that should sink it into the metal here. Yep, we'll go down just a little bit. We'll put one right there, right here, right here, here, and here. So I'm just kind of going off what the picture looks like, and then we can just make some cuts for those. I'll do F6, gem cutter, do one of these guys here. Alright, so let's go ahead and join this back up. I'm actually going to go select all of these. We'll delete this one for now. We'll select all of these, F6 it, put in gem cutters, use that same one we used last time. Actually, you know what, I'll go with this one. This one looks a little bit better. Let's hit enter. Now we've got these 5 surfaces here. We'll just do Boolean difference, these 5 surfaces. There we go. Now we've got some seats cut out for him. Alright, so I think that looks pretty similar to the picture here. Let's see if we can pull it in. There we go. So it has that same look to it. My pearl could have been a little bit bigger, but it has that same feel where this this edge comes down and becomes this edge, and it sort of has that infinite look. So that is how I would go about building that ring.